Welcome back to my channel for another video. So here we go again, Dow Jones. You know, I love to trade the Dow. I've not been doing the Dow that often, not as often as I used to, but here we are. So again guys, it's the same thing. It's the same thing day after day, trade after trade. You know, I hope you're seeing the common denominator here, is that history does repeat itself time and time again. It does. So I've taken this position, it's a short position, so you know, unexpectedly there was quite a rally on the Dow Jones. Now it was because of the fiscal stimulus bill that was signed off by the president, but because of the reduced volume in the market because it's Christmas, I didn't expect such a great deal of volatility. But it did. You know, there was a huge rally. You know, what goes up must come down. I've said it. What goes up must come down. So I've taken a short position on the top. Held it for probably about half an hour. So I took this short position after the rally. And again, you know, it's the same thing again, over and over again. So I've taken this short position, held it for a while, £735, absolutely fantastic result. £735, okay, fantastic result. 2 weeks wages for some people, 2 weeks wages. So not to be laughed at by any stretch of the imagination. So I hope you enjoyed this week's video, something slightly different, but again, it's another demonstration of the consistency of my approach to trading the stock market. So I hope you enjoyed this week's video. If you haven't already done so, make sure that you smash that like button. Make sure that you subscribe to my channel for more videos like this. And if you want to contact me, you can contact me at my Instagram, and that's sambora.00. I have a website, so the link to my website is in my bio on my Instagram page. So I hope you enjoy this week's video. Okay, so here we go again. The Dow Jones, otherwise known as USA 30 or Wall Street with my broker. Okay, so I've got 4 stacked positions here. The reason for that is that my broker wouldn't allow me to take on any more than 68 contracts at a time, so I had to stack my positions. So it's the same thing again. So, you know, I wasn't expecting such a rally. I wasn't, because there is a lack of volume in the market at the moment, and that's purely down to the fact that it's Christmas. So you're not going to have the same kind of volume and the same kind of attention to the market at this time of the year. So as I said, was not expecting such a rally, but the reason that this rally did take place was because President Trump signed off on a fiscal stimulus bill. So it's actually been signed off now, as opposed to the previous rhetoric of, you know, waiting to have it signed off. So this is what caused this rally. But we know, you know, historical data tells us that what goes up must come down. You know, that has to, it can't continue to go up. At some point, that has to run out of steam, and it has to run out of volume. You know, you've got traders liquidating their long positions, taking profit, and that all takes pressure away from the top end. And you know, what you see then is you see it just tailing off and tapering off and finding its way down into those bearish movements, pushing down back through them support levels. So I held it, you know, and I held this position obviously for about, well, not obviously, but I held it for about half an hour, 35 minutes. I've had to edit this video because, you know, you don't want to listen to me talking about a specific trade for 35 minutes. You know, it's just, you can't be doing videos like that. It just becomes boring for you guys. So I've had to edit it. So, you know, again, I've held it, and the reason I've held it, I mean, this is a big position. Okay, so it's 4 stacked positions, but overall it's a pretty big position. But the reason that I was happy to hold it was because, again, that space has been created, and that's all. I always look for these opportunities. You know, I always look for this space to be created. I don't like to take these trades, you know, in middle ground where you're not given your opportunity for that space to be created. So you have to allow that space to be created. So by you allowing that space to be created, you're actually creating that space. You're creating that space through time and through patience. And so my entry was a pretty decent entry. I did wait. I certainly didn't go in too early, just in case the rally hadn't finished. So I did wait for, you know, a while just to make sure that that momentum, you know, was on the bearish side, and you know, those longs had liquidated their positions, and that's the reason that I've held it. And so, you know, it was a relatively slow decline back down through them support levels. But again, this is all down to a lack of volume. That's what it is. It's a lack of volume, because normally, you know, after such a rally, you know, in a different time of the year, you might see, you know, faster movements. But you know, this is where patience comes in, that you identify that after these rallies that there has to be a sell-off, because after the sell-off, or after the rally, there has to be a sell-off, and after the sell-off there has to be a recovery. It can't go up and down in straight lines, and it can't go across in straight lines. Certainly not at this time of the day. And anyway, at different times of the session, yeah, it does kind of just go along sideways. But when you've had a rally like this, or a sell-off, to the same degree, you do have these recoveries and you do have these pullbacks. So you do get to know these things, and there we are. Look, £352. Again, happy to hold this, purely down to the fact that there was such a rally, and that's my kind of logic, and that's my approach behind holding this position, is because that rally has to recede back down to, not necessarily to where it started off, but it has to give back quite a bit of that ground that it initially took on that space of time where that positive rhetoric was the news of the day. And it's the same as anything again, that'll taper on down, and it'll continue to just make them slow movements down. But obviously you cannot continue to hold these positions for a long time, because you then put yourself at risk. You certainly position this size, because this is not it's not a swing position in terms of something that you would hold over a number of days or a number of months. That's not the kind of position that this is. So yes, it's a swing position, but it's an intraday swing position, and an intraday swing position is different from a long-term swing position. But yeah, not really going to get much more out of this now, so going to look to take profits pretty quickly. Them support rejections are telling the story in itself. But yeah, you can't be too greedy, so just waiting for a couple of more pushes down through them support levels, just to get clarification that it is actually finding support, and you can see that it is. So I'm not going to wait much longer. I will just take the profits that have been given to me now, I think. And yeah, so you can see there, it is finding support. It's finding support, and it's finding it difficult now to breach down through them support levels, those new support levels. So I'll take that, £735. So there you have it, £735 return for half an hour's work. Absolutely fantastic, absolutely fantastic. Another demonstration, so you can see it's the same thing over and over again. So enough of me talking. See you next week for more videos. Again, make sure that you subscribe to my channel for more videos. Make sure that you smash that like button. And again, guys, if you want to contact me, you can contact me on my Instagram, and that is sambora.00. Also on the website, so the link to my website is also in my bio on my Instagram page. And if you want to find out more about what my students and myself do, have a look. Our community is growing every single day. It's grown. So if you want to find out more about what we do and what is involved in our community, feel free to send me a message. I always reply. Have a good week.